Hey guys! So in my last video, I showed you guys this Lego MOC that I've been working on for the past month, and I figured that it should get more than one video because I spent so much time on it, and in this video, I'm going to be going into a lot of depth with how I actually built this MOC while I take it apart. So I've never tried something like this before, it's going to be pretty interesting, but as I'm taking this MOC apart, I'm going to film some sections every so often and kind of show you guys how I built it. So it might be interesting. If you enjoy, make sure to like, because likes are good. So for the roof section of the main tower here, I basically took all of these arched pieces and connected them together on the inside with some mixel joints so that they would fit together smoothly. And once I got closer to the top, I just switched over to using these hinge pieces, I guess, because it got a bit more simpler with the techniques. So I've gotten the tower all taken apart right now. It is currently in shambles, which is very good. It's time for a boat tutorial. So I made 3 of these guys for the Lego MOC. First of all, you start off with a plate right here and all these guys underneath. Then build up 2 of these guys right here, slap them on like this on either side. Then you need 1 of these guys, put it right there, and then this is the part for the back. Don't really know how to describe how to make this, but hopefully this helps. Put that in there too, and boom, you have a I put this piece on the wrong way. There we go. You have a beautiful, gorgeous boat, and then you can take your little children, put them inside, and then you've got a happy little boat. The way I made this guy was by using some of these headlight bricks in the middle and then just building up on every side to give it this curved effect, which I'm very happy with. I'm very happy how that turned out. For the bigger spire, I actually used this technique that my sister showed me, so huge shout out to her. As I mentioned in my last video, she also donated 2 of her entire Lego Harry Potter sets, so once again, yep, just huge thank you to her. But she also showed me this roof technique, and it's basically where you have some of these pieces on the inside that hold up these parts of the roof, and then what you do on the other 2 sides is use some of these angled plates and then kind of build out of those to give it a bit more dimension, and I love how it looks. It turned out super nicely. For the roof of the Great Hall, I built up this section. It's got some plates at the bottom, and then on the top it has some tiles and G-slopes. And then I just connected it to this hinge, and yeah, just kind of let it fall down. These 2 columns right here also kept it up, and then there's some G-slopes right here, which helped seal the crack between the roof and this section of the building. A very interesting challenge that came up when building this part of Hogwarts right here, the window that sticks out, is I wanted it to be centered, but there was an odd number of studs for this section of the wall. So as you can see, it's actually not perfectly aligned with the wall. It's halfway in between 2 studs. As you guys can see, it's actually offset a little bit here. There's half a stud length there in the middle, and I just basically attached those pieces onto some jumper plates, which, if you didn't know, jumper plates help you build on the half ends of studs, I guess. At the bottom section, I also attached this piece so that it would be in between the studs, and the way I could do that is by just taking these headlight bricks and then placing these plates onto them. So as you can tell from the front door, I actually used a brick-built door, not just one that Lego made, and I've actually used this technique quite a few times in the past, and I'm going to show you how to make a custom door like this. So yeah, basically you just stack plates on their sides, and then you can include a headlight brick with some sort of stud on it for the doorknob. And yeah, it ends up looking really cool. You can have it in all sorts of dimensions. You can make it as high or as low. Yeah, you can make it as high or low as you want. Just a really cool way to make doors. for the cliffside here, I was pretty limited on the types of sand green pieces that I had. So I had to make do with what I had, and I had to make some pretty weird connections, like this one right here, and this one right here as well. Yeah, you can see just the amount of weird ways I had to build in to get this cliffside to reach the top. So a tip I would give for putting detail into any Lego MOC is to not focus as much on the amount of colors that you use, but the amount of detail in those colors. So for example, for this pathway right here, it's all light gray. I could have included some sections of dark gray, maybe even like some tan or some greens and browns, but then it would have looked a lot more messy. So I just stuck to one color and included a few details within it, like there's studs poking out, and there's some divots with these ingot pieces, and I just think it looks a lot more clean if you include detail within one color instead of using the amount of colors as your detail. Something interesting about the way I made the water is that it's actually in two sections. This section over here, I used some of these black bricks on their sides, and then that's connected to this section where I just used regular tiles facing up, you know how you would expect water to be built. And the reason I did it this way is so that I could make use of all of my black Lego bricks and make the lake as big as I could. And I don't know, maybe that's a tip for some of you guys. Maybe if you don't have enough of a certain type of piece in a certain color, you could try using other pieces of that same color to try and fill the gaps. The last thing I want to talk about in this video is the rock work. And as you guys can see, I tried to make it fit together as smoothly as possible by getting the edges at the bottom to fit together at half stud lengths. And what I mean by that is that sometimes it would be positioned directly on a stud, like for example this column right here, and then it would be positioned on a jumper plate right next to it so that there would just be a half stud length between them. And then that's how I was able to get them to fit together smoothly like this. And then basically for each section of the rock wall, behind it, I would just kind of build it up and include a little structure for each part and then just connect all of them. And it was really, really tedious just building up every single section and connecting them together. But in the end, it fit together pretty well, and I'm really happy with how the rock work turned out. Anyways, I think I've said everything I wanted to say. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I've never tried making a video like this before, so if you guys liked it and you want to see me do something like this again in the future for a different build, let me know down below in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.